Hey, okay, we're playing Demon Bluff today, another social deduction solo game. Why is it social deduction? Because I am a social deduction addict, you know? I just don't feel like getting a whole group together and actually playing a real social deduction game. Anyways, I'm just sounding like I want to play Demon Bluff. That's what I sound like. So I'm going to go over kind of how I go about playing this game. I'm Ascension 4. Not really sure what that really means, other than I feel like Ascension 4 is the same difficulty as Ascension Infinity, just a higher number, and higher numbers spike dopamine, right? Anyways, let's look at the evil team, because we have 3 evils. We have a witch, cannot reveal the last card. Chancellor, one villager becomes an outcast, and Chancellor sits next to it, so we have a... What is this? 1 outcast game, so we're going to have 2 outcasts in this circle. And the 2 are Wretch and Plague Doctor. And then Lilith, kill a random unrevealed character, deal 2 damage to you. And that goes on the moon, on the night cycle. Let's just start with 1. I'm 1 card away from Corrupted. Awesome. Let's skip that for now. There's only 1 pair of evils. Sure. I'm going to assume you're not talking about yourself, though. And here's the Wretch. Oh, the Wretch could be next to an evil, because Wretch is an outcast that registers as an evil. Someone's going to die. You are dead. That is unfortunate. Chancellor's 1 card away from closest evil. The 1 pair could be Wretch plus Chancellor. This could be truth. Like, these 2... Hold on. Left side is more evil? I actually don't believe that. Let's see. So there's our Plague Doctor. Left side is more evil. Oh. And the witch blocks you. Okay. So, I think either Scout and Knitter are both telling the truth. And so we got kind of... Oh, yeah. Also, there's a little draw thing. Just like Dupery. Hold on. Spacebar. There we go. Okay. I'm not... Unless one of these 2 is claiming Outcast, I'm willing to believe that you are okay and that you are okay. But I think these could be the evil pair. But the thing is, that means these 2 have to be evil together. Unless Architect is the corrupt. And then this one's just evil. 1 evil pair here. Chancellor would be this Architect next to the Wretch. I think 1 easy way to find out is just by Plague Doctoring this Architect. 2 is not corrupted. Okay, so here's the alternative. This Scout is the Chancellor. No, but Chancellor would lie. And this is the closest evil. So... I mean, logic dictates Architect is Chancellor. Yep. Okay, meaning if the Plague Doctor is telling the truth, then you have to be evil. Yep. That leaves me with... So the Bard, I believe, was telling the truth. Unless the Bard herself is the witch. Wait. Okay, if the... You told the truth. Right? So, you're good. Clearly... Hold on. Can I delete everything? How do I... How do I... Delete all drawn lines. So, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're clearly evil. You're clearly evil. You're questionable, and you're questionable, and then I know nothing on these two. So the Bard could just be straight up line, no one's corrupted. Or 9 is corrupted, and then 9 could be line. It's not one pair, but 1, 2, 3 pairs, right? That would be tough. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to know. I'm inclined... Okay. Actually, the Bard cannot be evil. Because if the Bard was the Witch, that means the Knitter would be wrong. But there's no other way for the Knitter to be wrong in this situation. If we look at all the possible roles, there's probably a Judge up here and a Confessor or a Dreamer. 2 of those 3 are up here. Okay. So 8 died and is good. 8 is good. 8 is good. We actually do know that. So boom, 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 boom. 1 has to be good. Because of 1 being good means Knitter is wrong, but Knitter can't be wrong in any other way. So 1 of 3 and 9 is evil. And if Bard is good, that means 9 has to be corrupted. Meaning 3 is... Okay. So is the Bard evil? No. There's only 1 pair. This is the pair. Oh! 1 good villager is corrupted. The Bard is corrupted. 9 is the Witch. I forgot about that. See? It's important. It's important to understand what's going on around with your abilities. That was tricky. And I almost died for it. So you can see how that works, right? Bard was corrupted. I deduced Bard had to be good via the Knitter's information. Because again, in order for... If the Bard was the Witch, that means the Knitter had bad info. Oh, I guess the Knitter could have been corrupted. Yeah. Maybe in hindsight, it was kind of guessing. But that's just like, you know, lack of social cues at this point in a social deduction game. Let's move on. So this time we have a Shaman. There are 2 same villager roles in current village. And 1 fake outcast is added to the deck. So one of these 2 isn't actually in the deck. What that means is, like, if the Ba was anything else, one of these... I don't know how to explain it. One of these 2 is not actually... Hold on. Okay. I was given a deck with 4... villagers. One minion, 1 demon, 1 outcast. Hold on. Let me retry that one more time. All of these are a bunch of cards in a pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was given 8 cards in a stack. 7 of them were handed out to me. One of these 2 was in the stack. One of them was never in the stack to begin with. And he just makes it look like one of them was in the stack. I had 8 cards, but he makes it look like 9 by adding one of them. So in reality, I had 8 cards, 7 were given to me, one of them stays in this stack. Anyways, let's go. Evils are not adjacent to each other. Huge. Okay, let's see if I see a wretch. No, so Wretch is the fake, but it doesn't matter. Okay. So these two are immediately contradicting each other. So are these two. But there's only one possible knitter in the first place. But there should only be one bombardier. I was an enlightened. Okay, immediately, I'll say this. You're good, and you're good. Reason being is there's two double claims over here. Knitter, knitter, bombardier, bombardier. One of the bombs is evil, and one of the knitters is evil. Now, the thing is, both knitters are saying the same thing. Oh, there are two same villager rules in current village. So it's the two knitters. So this guy's evil. Because they're both saying his info is... They contradict his info. They're saying they're not adjacent, the evils, and he's saying they are adjacent, essentially. And since they're not adjacent, that means this bombardier is real, this bombardier is fake. There we go. Easy enough. I knew the bakers were real because the way the baker works is when you reveal the first baker, they say, I am the original baker. And then moving forward, another villager will become the baker. And when you reveal them, they'll say what they were, but they're now the baker. In this case, you could technically like get the baker here at 1. Or have the baker be the very first one you reveal. And then, like, your whole town is bakers. I think technically that's possible. Anyways, I hope it was easy to understand how I knew. How far am I going? I don't know yet. Let's see. Choose closest evil is counterclockwise. Sure. I'm 1 card away from closest evil. So 6, maybe? 6 might be evil. Puppeteer is 1 card away from closest evil. Oh, okay. Well, we'll look at that in a second. I'm very inclined to say judge is evil. Okay. All our information is available, and we have a slayer. Let's look at what our evils are. First, the Ba again. He adds a fake outcast to the deck. And then Puppeteer, an adjacent villager, becomes an evil puppet. But they still tell the truth. The Puppeteer will lie. The villager will tell the truth, which is really, really important. Judge, 2 judges, they both learn if someone's lying. I have a Slayer, whoever I pick, if it's an evil player, they get executed. Scout, again, learns how far evils are from each other. Hunter learns how far they are from an evil. And Enlightened goes counterclockwise or clockwise in terms of where the closest evil is. And equidistant if they're the same distance. So let's assume the Judge is the closest evil to the Hunter and the Enlightened. That would make me believe like the Scout is the other evil. Puppeteer is 1 card away from closest evil. This is like truth, by the way, because that would be their own puppet. So I'm thinking for now good. I want to kill this Judge. I really do. So I'm going to use the Slayer. Boom. So big thing. First, you're good. You just have to be good, I think. Meaning, you're evil. Oh, Doppelganger. You're definitely evil. Okay, there's our outcast, though. I forgot to talk about the outcasts, but I'm glad we figured that out. Is this Judge evil? Buys 2 cards away. 1, 2. I mean, 1, 2. This Judge is just evil. Because let's say 3 is lying. Get out of here. Yeah. So the reason I knew that Judge was evil is because, again, Scout had true information and was not next to the puppet. So he wasn't the puppet, and he wasn't lying, so he had to be good. Because he couldn't be the drunk either, because a doppelganger was here. And there's only one of the yellow ones, according to this. One outcast. So he was good. Slayer was good because they actually killed an evil. We saw the doppelganger. We killed these two. It was between Enlightened and the Ba. But Enlightened was giving true info as well, between saying counterclockwise into the evil puppet. So it's just the Ba who was lying, especially when we checked them on the Slayer, who literally killed an evil in front of me. And he's like, nah, no he didn't. Like, yes, bro, yes he did. Okay. We're just gonna... Oh! I forgot about that. No more killing. So we... Okay. Oh, what is this? When hovered over, you will see information like bluffs used by killed characters, info from previous days, or order in which cards were revealed. Interesting. So, Lilith kills a random unrevealed character and deals 2 damage to me. And that's once this hits the night cycle phase. And then these 2 are just minions that lie. They don't have any other special ability. And we have a 1 outcast game. And we're seeing 3 outcasts in a 1 outcast game? Interesting. Let's start with the Confessor. If they are evil or corrupted, aka poisoned, they will say, I am dizzy. This Confessor is saying they are good. I am simply going to mark them as good because they are factually good now. Lover's saying no. Evil's adjacent to me. Medium is confirming the lover. Very interesting. Medium learns a good character in its role. So that's how that happens. Poet is saying 4, 6, or 7. 4, 6, or 7. Well, there's one easy way to figure this out. 7 can just kill this Plague Doctor. But I think there's an easier way for me to learn something else, actually. First, the Plague Doctor, when in the game, makes 1 villager corrupted. And then with their ability, you pick a player. So I'm going to pick the Confessor. So 3 is just straight up blind. We know the Confessor is not corrupted. Saying 2 is evil. No, 3 is evil. I think with that, either 7 or 8 is evil. So we're going to use 7, because 6 is good, right? Telling the truth. So if 4, 6, or 7 is evil, and 6 and 4 are good, then 7 will use his killing ability on 8. Yep. There we go. So they were all good. And if that did not work, that means 7 was a real evil, and we would kill 7 ourselves. So that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4 townsfolk, or villagers, that are alive, out of 5, which the 5th one I imagine is dead, and then 2 outcasts. We know this outcast is telling the truth. Evils have to lie. This has to be a liar. There we go. It was that simple. Even though there was no information that this twin minion was given, I knew the Plague Doctor was telling the truth, so he had to be fake because there's only 1 outcast, and they were both outcasts. Anyways, moving on. You can see my score. Look at that. All right. This time we have a Puppeteer and Lilith again. So Lilith is going to go on a kill. So we need to be careful who we actually reveal here. It's a 2 outsider game, or 2 outcast game. So we have both a Plague Doctor and a Bombardier. All right, off the rip, we see 2 judges. One of them is definitely evil. Okay, the original Baker. There's our Plague Doctor. There's only 1 pair of evils. You're insinuating the Puppeteer, then. I was a Scout. I was a Slayer. Okay, no kill, but I still take the damage. This is unfortunate. So this Baker made these Bakers into what they are. I am almost willing to believe they're all good. I'm also willing to believe... Okay, actually, we got a lot of good information. Boom, 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 boom. Unless this was an outcast, which I highly doubt. And then 1 starts corrupted. Well, let's see. 5 is not corrupted. Okay. Now let's see what they say about 5. Yeah, they're both evil? Oh, look at that! So the Puppeteer landed in between the outcast and the demon. And the other evil. So they couldn't actually use their ability to turn a villager evil, which is why they both died. Or why there was only 2 evils. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and then that adds up with the knitter information. The Bakers all confirmed each other, basically. Yeah, pretty simple. And we knew Bombardier. Bombarder? Bombarder is true because there had to be 2 outcasts. Okay, what do we have now? We have a Ba again, so adds a fake, a minion, and a poisoner. 1 adjacent villager is corrupted if possible. aka poisoned, aka information is bad. Clockwise. Let's go clockwise. 1 evil adjacent to me. Could be the knight. Now, if this knight says they can't die. So if I did this and tried this, and if this was a real knight, I would not be able to kill the knight. And so that confirms them. If they were evil, they will die. That being said, if they are poisoned, they will also die. And look who we have over here, right? 2 evils adjacent to me. Interesting. 2 cards away. Uh-oh. 7 or 9 is the poisoner. Well, if it was 7, you probably wouldn't get the right information. Okay, so we have a wretch, meaning this wretch is automatically good because there is no bombardier. Bombarder, whatever. I literally can't pronounce that. There's a lot of information on screen right now. First, this is very suspicious. So suspicious, in fact, that, like, I'm not gonna mark it yellow, but, like, seriously? You're saying your closest evil's clockwise, but your wretch is counterclockwise. That's not right. Same thing over here. Again, Confessor would say if they're dizzy, only if evil or corrupted. 6 is saying either 7 or 9 is the poisoner. This actually could be the wretch. Excuse me. This could be the wretch. 4 is a real lover. Doubtful. I'm 2 cards away from corrupted character. That could be the medium. Here's what I think is happening. I think the Confessor is the poisoner, who's poisoning the medium, who is confirming either the minion or the Ba, and then this Enlightened is the minion or the Ba. You want to see? Oh my gosh! Am I not the GOAT? Oh my gosh. So, here's why that works. The Oracle is seeing a poisoner between 7 and 9. 9 is registering as an evil minion, aka the poisoner, to the Oracle. Lover is right next to the Ba. Knight, I didn't even try it, but can't die. Two away from a corrupted, the medium who's next to the poisoner. Poisoner is saying I am dizzy. Ba is saying clockwise, even though the wretch is counterclockwise, so that's wrong. And that would then register with the evil lover next to the lover. And then the corrupted medium is confirming a fake. Who's saying there's 2 evils next to me, but that's like obviously wrong for multiple reasons. Look at that though. 1 more village. Why not? 1 more village. 1 outcast game. Ba adds a fake one, and there's a minion. Should be a simple one. Okay, we know our wretch is our outcast immediately, so we don't need to be worrying about that. Cured, 0 corruptions, no evils adjacent to me. So the poet, just to clear this up, the poet gets a random ability from any other townsfolk in the game, which is why they're saying lover information. 2 pairs of evils. 1, 2 maybe, or 1, 2. This would be the only way, or you're just evil. Dreamer picks someone, and if they are evil, you learn their role, their correct evil role, and if they're not evil, you just learn something random. So, I don't really know. I think the Dreamer has pretty weak ability here, in general. 0 corruptions cured. There's no way corruption is even possible, so that makes sense. This is a truth. 2 cards away from closest evil. 1, 2. 3 cards away from closest evil. 1, 2, 3. The issue is you're right next to the wretch. So now that leaves us with this hunter being evil. Yeah, you didn't even need the Dreamer ability. The reason I knew the hunter was evil is because even though this could be true, since this hunter had to be evil, this had to be 1 instead of 2. So, and it was a 2, so yeah. And then Poet is confirming 7. 7 guaranteed, like is saying, hey, there's 2 pairs, and the only way that's possible is next to the wretch. Alchemist was being honest, and Dreamer's a bum. Ascension complete, and that's 1 whole ascension. I didn't lose a single heart, so ain't that something? That's how you do it. Demon Bluff's a lot of fun. I can't wait when the full game comes out. I'll definitely play a lot of that. And otherwise, check out my other videos.